Tonight, let's step into a corner of history most textbooks skip, the everyday world of women working in Victorian London's brothels. It might sound like a strange bedtime choice, but as you settle in, let your mind drift into this hidden past, finding calm in the slow rhythm of their days and gratitude for the comfort you have now. Take a slow, gentle breath. Let your body sink deeper into your bed, your muscles softening as we travel back to the year 1857, London, at dawn. The morning is cold. You're not waking in a grand bed with heavy curtains, but on a thin, slightly lumpy horsehair mattress with a coarse wool blanket around your shoulders. The sheets, washed once a week if you're lucky, carry the faint scent of cheap lavender water mixed with a mustiness that clings to the damp London air. In the distance, the steady clop of horses on cobble streets mixes with the voices of vendors calling out the day's wares: fresh bread, coal, milk. This is your morning soundtrack in a city already alive, while the sky is still gray. Your room is small, tucked at the back of a brothel near the Haymarket, a working-class place, not the worst, but far from luxury. Beside you, another woman still sleeps, her breath even and slow, curls spilling over a thin pillow as she dreams. You ease yourself up, feeling the cold wooden floor beneath your bare feet as you reach for the shawl at the bed's end, wrapping it around your shoulders for a moment of warmth. On the small table nearby sits a chipped water pitcher, the surface water glistening with a thin layer of ice. You break it with your finger, the chill biting your skin before splashing your face, waking yourself fully as you breathe in the cold. You didn't come to this life through some dramatic tragedy, nor were you stolen away. Like many women, you were once a seamstress, sewing long hours by candlelight until your fingers cracked, earning pennies that barely covered a cold, shared room. Hunger and exhaustion brought you here, not a scandal, not a villain, just the grind of survival. Your mind drifts back to that turning point, 3 winters ago, starving, shivering in your rented room, trying to finish a customer's garment to earn a few coins for rent. A friend, Jane, came to see you, healthier, warmer, bringing you a steaming meat pie and stories of this house. A madam who was strict but fair, regular meals, clean sheets, and paid that meant you could stop working your hands to the bone for a life of endless hunger. She said, "You'll earn in a night what you make in a week sewing, Mary." It was true. It was survival. Your breath slows as you remember. Inhale, exhale. Just like that. You allow yourself to relax for a moment, letting the past drift to the edges of your mind. Around you, the house begins to wake. Footsteps on the stairs, a door closing softly, the scent of coffee drifting up from the kitchen, a rare luxury. You hear Lily stir in the bed beside you, a few years younger, with hair the men seem to like, shifting and mumbling softly before she opens her eyes. "Morning," she whispers, stretching under the thin blanket, her breath forming faint clouds in the cold room. You smile, reaching for a small tin of beeswax, rubbing it between your palms before smoothing it over your lips, another small comfort in a life that requires you to appear well, even when the world around you is harsh. The madam always says, men want the illusion, girls, not the reality. And you've learned it's true. You stand, arms lifting overhead in a stretch that sends warmth through your limbs. You pull on a simple blue dress, faded but sturdy, one of your few pieces of clothing. You lace up your boots, not too tightly, letting yourself move comfortably, taking time to prepare for the day ahead. Tuesday mornings are quiet. Maybe Mr. Phillips will come by later to talk about stamps, or the shy young man who only stays for 15 minutes will knock on the door. Outside, children's voices echo as they chase each other through the narrow streets, a dog barking as a street vendor calls, "Knives to grind, knives to grind." Life in London carries on, the ordinary blending with the hidden corners of your world. You pause, sitting back on the edge of the bed, taking another deep breath in and out, feeling the air fill your lungs and the tension leave your shoulders. There's a gentle knock. "Hot water, miss," comes the small voice of Betsy, the young maid, just 13, carrying a steaming jug into your room. Her brown hair is neatly braided, cheeks pink from the cold. "Morning, Miss Mary," she says with a grin, pouring the water into your basin, steam rising in soft curls as you thank her. She talks about breakfast downstairs, porridge and coffee, real coffee, another small blessing in this house that takes care of its own better than most. As you wash, you let the warm water run over your face, your neck, your arms, feeling your body wake gently under your touch. You comb your dark hair, twisting it into a neat knot, your eyes catching in the small mirror, fuller and healthier than in your seamstress days, though guarded now, wiser to the world's harshness. Time to get moving. You whisper to yourself, preparing for breakfast and the routine of chores that will follow. The madam believes in keeping the house orderly, each girl with her tasks, dusting, cleaning, helping in the kitchen. It keeps your mind focused, your hands busy. Lily sits up, brushing her hair back with sleepy eyes. Had that dream again, she says, of the sea. You smile softly. Once, when I was little, I saw the sea. You tell her, remembering Brighton, the salty air, the horizon so wide it felt like freedom. Lily's eyes shine with hope, even in this life, and you encourage her gently to save, even a small coin each week, for that dream of escape. You leave the room quietly, stepping into the dimly lit hallway, the worn carpet soft under your boots. The smell of bread and coffee grows stronger as you descend the stairs, the familiar creak comforting, the banister smooth under your hand as you move toward the warmth of the kitchen. You take a deep, quiet breath as you enter, letting the warmth and scent of bread and coffee wrap around you. This moment, simple as it is a reminder that you are here, breathing, surviving, in a city that swallows many. You take your place at the table, joining the others for a breakfast that tastes warm and sweet, the steam rising from your bowl, comforting as you take your first bite. Breathe in and out, letting this moment anchor you. After breakfast, the kitchen's warmth follows you back upstairs, the scent of bread and coffee lingering in your hair. You carry a small basin of warm water, your hands curling around the edges, careful not to spill as you walk. In your room, the light filters softly through the small window, casting pale gold onto the worn floorboards. You place the basin down, dipping a cloth into the warm water, wiping your face again to clear the sleep fully from your eyes. There's a small satisfaction in these quiet moments, tending to yourself before the day begins. Lily is brushing her hair, humming a soft tune she remembers from childhood, the kind of song mothers sing to babies, soft and almost forgotten. You smile at her, folding your shawl neatly, setting it on the chair by the door, preparing for the chores ahead. The madam believes in order. Each woman has her task. It keeps the mind occupied, the body moving, leaving less space for heavy thoughts that can creep in when the day is long and quiet. You've learned that the hum of routine is comforting, like a lullaby you give yourself. Your task today is to dust the parlor. The parlor is a small room, its wallpaper faded roses on cream, a fireplace with a few coals smoldering, the air warm but not hot. There's a large mirror above the mantel, and you catch your reflection as you move about, dusting the wooden surfaces, lifting small ornaments, wiping them gently before placing them back exactly as they were. In the mirror, you see a woman who looks calm, collected, with hair neatly pinned back, a face that does not betray the past, a softness in the eyes that you have learned to protect, even here. You have become skilled at appearing composed, the kind of quiet confidence that puts visitors at ease, the kind that makes them think you are untroubled. Outside, the street is alive. Horses pass, wheels clatter over cobbles, and the distant cry of oysters, fresh oysters, reaches your ears through the glass. It is London, alive, restless, moving even as you move slowly through your morning. When you finish dusting, you fold the cloth, placing it in the basket by the door, stepping back to admire the neatness of the room. Order brings a small comfort, a reminder that even in a life where choices are few, some things can still be placed in order. Mary, can you help with the linens? Betsy calls from the top of the stairs, her voice light, carrying the innocence of her 13 years. You nod, following her up to the laundry room where warm steam rises from a large copper pot, water bubbling, the scent of soap sharp but clean. You help wring out sheets, your hands working with practiced rhythm, twisting, pressing, folding the damp fabric before hanging it to dry on the lines strung across the small courtyard. The air is cold, your breath forming small clouds, but your arms warm with the effort. And for a moment, it feels almost normal, like the laundry days you remember from your mother's small cottage kitchen, years before London. As you hang the last sheet, the wind catches it, snapping it lightly before it settles, white against the gray sky. You take a breath, letting the cold air fill your lungs, clearing your mind. The day is still young, and there is more to do, but for this moment, you allow yourself to pause, to exist in the quiet. Thank you, Mary, Betsy says, offering you a shy smile before scurrying back inside, her apron fluttering behind her. You watch her for a moment, remembering yourself at that age, the way the world felt so large, every corner filled with possibilities you hadn't yet learned to fear. You return inside, rubbing your hands together for warmth, moving back to your room to prepare for the afternoon. The madam believes in presentation. Hair neat, faces clean, dresses tidy. You brush your hair again, pulling it back, securing it with pins, smoothing your dress, inspecting your reflection for any wrinkles. As you sit on the edge of your bed, you hear the soft hum of conversation downstairs. The front door opens and closes, the low rumble of male voices mixing with the light laughter of the other women. You know the routine. Some men come for conversation, seeking comfort in the presence of a woman who will listen, who will nod and smile as they share their burdens. Others come for what the house offers, seeking comfort of a different kind, the kind that leaves coins on the table and silence in its wake. You stand, taking another deep breath, letting the exhale soften your shoulders, calm your mind. You have learned how to keep your thoughts separate, how to create a quiet space inside your mind, a room only you can enter, where you keep your memories, your dreams, your hopes tucked safely away. Your footsteps are soft as you descend the stairs, each step familiar, each creak of the wood a sound you know well. The parlor is warm, the fire now crackling gently, the scent of tea in the air. Lily is there, seated near the fireplace, her hands folded in her lap, a polite smile on her lips as she listens to a gentleman speak about the weather, the upcoming elections, the price of coal. You take your place near the window, the light from outside soft and gray, your hands folded over your skirt, your posture calm, your face a picture of quiet attentiveness. The men who come here often want to speak, to have someone listen without judgment, to feel seen in a world that often ignores them. You listen as the gentleman continues, nodding politely, offering a small smile when he makes a joke, your mind steady, your breath even. You are here, present, but your thoughts are your own, drifting quietly, like soft clouds across a pale sky. The hours pass slowly, the rhythm of conversation, the quiet laughter, the soft clink of teacups, the occasional rustle of fabric as you shift in your seat. Outside, the light changes, shifting from gray to a softer blue as the day moves toward evening, the city preparing for another cold night. As the gentleman stands to leave, he thanks you, pressing a few coins into your hand, his eyes meeting yours with a brief softness before he turns away, stepping back into the world beyond the door. You close your fingers around the coins, feeling the cool metal against your skin, a reminder of why you are here, of the life you are building, coin by coin, moment by moment. You exhale slowly, allowing yourself a moment of stillness as you watch the fire crackle, the warm light flickering across the walls, the shadows dancing softly, creating a quiet rhythm that soothes the edges of your mind. As the day edges into evening, the sounds of London shift. The clatter of carts lessens, replaced by the distant toll of church bells and the soft hush of feet on damp cobblestones as lamps are lit across the streets. Gaslights flicker, their glow casting gentle halos through the fog rolling in from the Thames, wrapping the city in its damp embrace. Inside the brothel, the warmth of the fireplace comforts the air, carrying the faint scent of coal smoke and tea. The women move quietly, each tending to small tasks. A soft hush falls over the house during this hour, a pause before the night truly begins. You return to your room, the door closing softly behind you, your hand lingering on the cool wood for a moment before letting go. The room feels different in the evening light, softer somehow, the fading sunlight casting a pale orange across the worn floorboards, painting shadows that stretch long and thin. You sit on the edge of your bed, removing your boots, letting your feet rest on the cool floor as you rub them gently, easing the tiredness from the day's quiet work. Your fingers press softly against the arches, a small act of care for yourself, a reminder that your body carries you through each day, each moment. Taking a slow, deep breath, you close your eyes, allowing your mind to drift for a moment. Inhale and exhale, letting the tension slip from your shoulders, your neck, your hands. The world outside fades, the weight of London's endless noise softening into the distance. Lily passes by your door, humming her soft tune again, the melody comforting, a thread of calm in the quiet evening. She peeks in, offering a gentle smile, her hair tied back neatly, her dress simple but clean, her eyes carrying a softness that speaks of dream she still holds onto. Coming down soon? She asks, her voice low, warm. You nod. In a moment, you reply, your voice just above a whisper, carrying a promise of shared quiet downstairs. She nods back, disappearing down the hall, her footsteps light, the floor creaking softly in her wake. You rise, moving to the small mirror, adjusting your hair, smoothing your dress, ensuring you look presentable. Presentation matters here, the madam always says, reminding each woman to carry herself with quiet dignity, to hold her head high, even in a world that would rather see her bow. Before you leave, you open the small wooden box under your bed, checking the few coins you've managed to save. They glint softly in the dim light, each coin a tiny promise of tomorrow, a future you keep building, piece by piece, patient and steady. Closing the box, you tuck it back under your bed, standing with a final glance around the room, letting your breath steady before stepping out. Downstairs, the parlor feels warmer, the fire burning brighter now, casting shadows that dance gently along the faded wallpaper. The women gather in small clusters, some speaking quietly, others sitting in peaceful silence, hands folded over skirts, eyes reflecting the soft glow of the firelight. The madam sits in her chair by the fireplace, her eyes sharp yet kind, her hands busy with a piece of mending, the needle flashing briefly in the fire's light before dipping back into the fabric. She looks up, offering you a small nod, acknowledging your presence with the quiet authority she carries. Evening, Mary, she says softly. Evening, you reply, taking your seat near the fire, the warmth comforting as it seeps into your skin, easing the lingering chill from the damp London air. The door opens, letting in a draft of cold air before closing quickly. A man enters, his coat damp from the fog, removing his hat with a polite nod, his eyes scanning the room before settling on you. He is a quiet sort, one who comes to speak, to sit near the warmth, to find a moment of softness in a world that expects men to be hard. You offer him a gentle smile, motioning to the chair across from you. He sits, rubbing his hands together, the chill still clinging to his skin. How was your day, sir? You ask softly, your voice calm, steady. He exhales, a heavy breath, his shoulders dropping slightly as he allows himself to settle into the warmth of the room. Long, he says simply, his eyes drifting to the fire, watching the flames dance as he begins to speak of small things, the price of coal, the fog over the river, the way his boots still haven't dried from yesterday's rain. He doesn't need answers, only ears to listen, a presence to remind him he is seen. You nod, offering small comments, your voice soft, encouraging him to continue, to let the weight of his day slip away in this quiet, warm room. The minutes pass gently, the conversation weaving slowly like the smoke rising from the fire. You sit with your hands folded, your posture relaxed, your mind steady, creating a calm space around you, letting the warmth settle into your bones. Outside, the night deepens, the fog thickening, muffling the sounds of the city, turning the world into a soft hush. The lamps outside glow dimly, casting pale circles of light onto the wet cobblestones. As the conversation lulls, the man rises, offering you a small nod, his eyes softer now, the tightness in his shoulders eased, if only for a while. He leaves a few coins on the small table, a quiet exchange, a thank you for your time, your presence, your calm. You watch him leave, the door closing softly behind him, the quiet returning to the room like a gentle sigh. You sit for a moment longer, letting the warmth of the fire continue to comfort you, letting your breath find its steady rhythm, in and out, in and out, allowing the quiet to fill you. The madam looks over, offering you a small smile before returning to her mending, the needle rising and falling, a small, steady movement in the soft glow of the firelight. You rise, smoothing your dress, stepping away from the fire, your footsteps quiet as you return to your room, the warmth of the evening following you up the stairs, the soft light of the lamps guiding your way. Night has settled over London, its fog wrapping around the city like a heavy, damp blanket. The glow of gas lamps spills onto the slick cobblestones, their reflections trembling in puddles left by the day's rain. The distant toll of a clock tower marks the passing hour, its slow chime blending with a quiet drip of water from eaves and gutters. Inside, the brothel is quieter now, the laughter and conversation of earlier fading into a softer hum as the women settle into their evening routines. Some have retreated to their rooms to rest, while others linger in the parlor, letting the warmth of the fire chase away the damp cold that seeps into the bones. You sit near the fireplace, your hands wrapped around a warm cup of tea, the steam curling softly into the air, carrying the scent of chamomile and mint. The warmth seeps into your palms, spreading up your arms, easing the last tension from your shoulders. Your breath moves in rhythm with the gentle crackle of the fire, in and out, slow, steady. Lily sits across from you, her legs tucked beneath her skirt, her eyes half closed as she listens to the soft pop and hiss of the burning logs. She hums her quiet tune under her breath, the melody a gentle thread that weaves through the calm of the room. "Do you think you'll ever leave London?" she asks softly, her eyes opening to meet yours, the firelight dancing in their depths. You take a slow sip of your tea, letting the warmth settle in your chest before answering. "Maybe one day," you reply, your voice calm, carrying the weight of dreams that have learned to wait patiently. "Someplace quieter, near the sea perhaps." Lily smiles, the hope in her expression a soft light in the dim room. "By the sea," she repeats, letting the words linger in the air like a promise. Outside, a carriage passes, the horses' hooves muffled by the damp street, the wheels creaking as it moves into the night. The sound fades, leaving behind the hush of the city settling deeper into its sleep. The madam enters the room, her steps quiet, her eyes moving over the space, ensuring all is in order. She nods at you and Lily, offering a small, tired smile before moving to her chair, settling down with her mending, the needle flashing briefly in the firelight as she works. You finish your tea, setting the cup aside, your hands folding into your lap as you let your eyes close for a moment, letting your breath deepen. The warmth of the fire, the soft hum of Lily's song, the quiet of the night, all of it blends into a peaceful moment that holds you gently. When you open your eyes, you find Lily watching you, her expression soft, understanding. "Tired?" she asks, her voice a whisper, respectful of the quiet. "A bit," you admit, allowing yourself a small smile. "It's been a long day," she agrees, stretching her arms slowly, her shoulders rolling as she exhales. The madam looks up from her mending, her eyes meeting yours, kind but firm. "Get some rest, girls," she says softly. "Tomorrow will come soon enough." You nod, rising from your chair, smoothing your dress as you stand. The warmth of the fire clings to you as you step away, your feet moving quietly across the warm carpet, each step soft, careful not to disturb the calm that has settled in the room. Lily follows, her hand brushing yours lightly as you walk side by side up the narrow stairs, the wood creaking softly beneath your weight. The lamp in the hallway flickers as you pass, casting long, gentle shadows that dance along the walls. In your room, the air is cool, but the comfort of the familiar space eases you. The small window shows the fog outside, the glow of the distant lamps blurring into soft halos of light. You move to close the shutters, the faint scent of damp stone and coal drifting in before you latch them shut, sealing the quiet inside. Lily pauses in your doorway, offering a small smile before whispering, "Good night, Mary." "Good night, Lily." You reply, your voice soft, warm with the comfort of companionship. She disappears down the hall, the sound of her door closing gently following her. You move to your bed, pulling the covers back, letting the cool sheets wrap around you as you settle in. The mattress creaks softly beneath your weight as you adjust, finding a comfortable position, your body sinking into the familiarity of your bed. The quiet of the room embraces you, the soft sounds of the house settling, the distant drip of water outside, the occasional crack of the cooling fireplace downstairs. You take a slow, deep breath, letting it fill your lungs, then exhale, allowing your body to soften, your shoulders to relax, your mind to drift. Your eyes close, and for a moment, you let yourself simply be, no expectations, no duties, no conversations to carry. Just the gentle rhythm of your breath, the quiet of the room, and the soft promise of rest. In the distance, the clock tower chimes again, marking another hour passed in the quiet of the London night. The sound is soft, comforting in its steadiness, a reminder that time moves on, carrying you forward, moment by moment. As you drift towards sleep, your mind wanders to dreams of the sea, of salt air, and the soft crash of waves on the shore, of mornings where the sun rises over water that stretches endlessly, promising peace. You let that image hold you, comforting you as your breath slows. your body relaxing deeper into the mattress, the world around you fading into the soft, dark quiet of the night. Inhale and exhale, letting go, allowing the calm to settle in your mind, letting sleep take you gently, carrying you into dreams where you are safe, where you are warm, where you are free.